Okay, we're going to be tying a orange caddis fly. I'm using a size 12 black magic hook, curved obviously, and a copper coloured bead. It's my preference, you could use whatever colour you wanted. Basically start off black thread in 7/0 or 7/0 as the Americans like to say. Wrap the shank right the way down. You want to go almost halfway around the curve and stop there. Trim off your excess. Okay, the materials we're using is from Spirit River. It's Diamond Bright in amber orange colour. It's obviously an artificial dubbing. Pretty hard to dub with. It's because it's artificial, it doesn't tend to want to stick to the thread very well. So what I tend to use is a dubbing loop, which you can use on any sort of mint fly or any sort of dubbed fly anyway. The rib we're using here is black wire in fine, and what I like to do to keep it all nice and even, or the body proportions anyway, is just tuck the wire into the front of the copper bead there and then start binding it round, just so you don't get any unevenness with your binding. It all stays uniform. Doesn't matter whether it curls around your hook at all, it will basically stay all nice and uniform in width. Back down to where you started. Right, now comes, you've got to form your dubbing loop. So you're starting right from the bottom. Work it back up to approximately 2/3 of the way. And then the dubbing loop tool I use is literally a paper clip with a open end, I guess you'd say, and then yeah, you just use that instead of I'm sure you can buy nice fancy dubbing loop tools and everything, but paper clips easily found and not expensive at all. I like to use dubbing wax for this. This is low-tack swax from Loon. It's very nice stuff. I think so for dubbing anyway. Squeeze it out. You just want to cover basically most of the thread with it. Try to avoid any big chunks. Like that. Now, just pick out a small amount. You don't want to pile it all in there straight away. We are making quite a thick body with this, but you don't want it to be over the top. Back this camera in a bit, there we go. And just evenly spread it up the loop. As I said, you don't want it to be too thick, but you do want it to be consistent through your pack. Okay, once you've got that done, place the hook, the paper clip, and then basically start spinning it. Anti-clockwise seems to work best for me. Just give me 2 seconds here. Adjust this camera a little bit so you can see a bit more. There we go. As I said, just keep spinning. You want this ultimately to end up being nice and tight basically, or as tight as you can get it. You will get uneven chunks like that. Just normally manipulate the fibre around a bit of loose stuff might come out, that's fine. Get rid of that. Again, you're just trying to look for that kind of even consistency through the loop that you formed. Okay. Now I'm just going to proceed to bind that round. Helps if you start it as high up as you can, so then you don't have to just be winding black thread over like I'm having to do now because I didn't pile it up high enough. But it's all good. There we go. Starting on it. Bind that up. Nice tight curls. it up to about that 2/3 mark, because we're going to use another colour of the same type of dubbing once we've got our ribs sorted out. It's up to there. Tie off. 1 or 2 turns is fine. Trim off your excess. Now we bring our rib into it. Black, as I said, it's just a contrast. Everyone uses gold and silver and copper colours and stuff, but we've obviously got a very flashy fly, so we don't really need to add any more gold or any more flashy kind of material to it other than what the body is. So black's kind of a nice alternative. No need for any lead wire on this. You've already got the actual nymph hook is actually quite heavy already, so there's no real need to use a heavier or put any extra weight on like lead. I mean, I suppose you could if you really wanted to get it down nice and deep, but if you're fishing in kind of shallower streams or anything like that, and the medium paced streams, then you'll be fine with this. Okay, now we just got to add in the other colour. The other colour we're using is kind of, what would you call it, like a brown if you wanted the same material. That's the Spirit River Diamond Bright. This time we're not going to use a dubbing loop, but we are still going to tack the wax onto it, because this stuff is incredibly bad to use without the dubbing wax, purely for the fact that it's well, it doesn't like to spin on, say like a rabbit fur or something like that. And you'll see what I mean. Even with the wax on, it still doesn't like to twist up onto a single strand, which is why I used the dubbing loop. But it does get on there with a bit of manipulation, a bit of fiddling around. Don't need too much because we're only filling the small gap from there to there, so bind it on, make sure you kind of overlap it a bit. Try not to lose too much of you don't want it to skinny off right at the end. I'm just using a little bit more wax. Because otherwise it looks funny with the head tapering down. You want it to kind of fill in that bit just behind the bead there. And that is pretty much the fly. Now this is great for all manner of fish, well, for the trouts obviously, but I've caught bass on it, I've caught tarpon on it, small tarpon. This is in Australia I'm adding to, we don't have the big ones like over in the States, but I'm sure even things like in Australia, things like brim and stuff like that would probably go it as well if you're just sunk down under pontoons, but basically trout's the target. I'm just doing a couple of half-inch finishes over the top. Trim off your thread, and that's it. Get it a bit closer to the camera, you might be able to see it a bit easier that way. Boom. Nice little fly. Good luck.